Insight Talk radio show was born from the need to spread the word to all who want to live the amazing life the Creator has intended for us. Reverend Janet Reynolds has 30 years of spiritual insight and experience. She has studied and taught in and outside of this country and has developed a respect for all religions, beliefs, and spiritual practices that are of God's true light. The lessons she learned are now shared every week on Insight Talk Radio. Tune in every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30 for spiritual guidance, tips, and techniques to aid you in your life's journey. The show also features interesting guest phone readings, healings, and meditations.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my show today, which is Insight. I am Janet Reynolds, your host, and I am a spirit medium and an intuitive counselor with the help of my guide, Blue Feather. Today's topic is going to be Introduction to Mediumship, and I'm going to do our class or my show solo today because I'd like to give you quite a bit of information on mediumship, and I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas, and I hope you had a happy New Year. I know that I did, and I know that I am really looking forward to the new year and everything being much, much better than what it was this past year. Not that it was really all that bad, but it certainly did grab a lot of people's attention, and it certainly did grab my attention. So I'm hoping this year coming will be, I guess I'm going to say, bigger and better. If anybody has a question today or would like to just make a comment when I get started on our mediumship, just please dial 727-597-4022. Now you know that I always go to Wikipedia. I go to Wikipedia to look mediumship up, or I go to Wikipedia to look words up that are in reference to what we're talking about. I did look mediumship up in Wikipedia, and I just want you all to know that it really, all that was in there was a lot of of the information I already have. So let's get started, okay? This is what I would like to start with. What is mediumship? Mediumship is the receiving of messages from spirits who have departed from Earth and who wish to make their presence known. They may have instructions for us, or they may just, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, there you go. Now we're all right. All right. I'm going to start this part of it over again. What is mediumship? Mediumship is the receiving of messages from spirits who have departed from Earth and who wish to make their presence known. They may have instructions for us, or they may just want to let you know that they are okay and that they love you. The study of mediumship today is called spirit science. It is the receiving of messages from spirits that have made their presence known through the continuity of life in the hereafter. With the help of mediumship and the presence of ministering spirits, our very own departed, dearly departed, prepare the pathway that we must all travel. Mediums are our go-between, and that's what I am. I am your medium, assisting spirit people to comfort, encourage, and to also confirm old world traditions regarding spirit intervention and revelation. So what we're saying here is that our very own dearly departed are the ones that give us the messages so that myself being the medium can give that message to you. Now, one of the things that Wikipedia did say that I did like, and that was that there are several different variants of mediumship, which there are. And what I'm talking to you about today is the mediumship part of it and not the channeling part of it. And the best known forms are where a spirit takes control of a medium's voice and uses it to relay a message, or where the medium simply hears the message and passes it on. Other forms involve manifestations of the spirit, such as apparitions or the presence of a voice and telekinetic activity. So what we are saying here is we have mediumship and then we have channeling. And any way that you look at it, it is spirit helping the medium to give messages one form or one way or another, okay? My specialty is inspirational speaking and direct voice mediumship. I do channel. I do trans-channel Blue Feather, and I'm not doing that today. I did do that on this show a couple weeks back, but today it's mainly to give you a clearer understanding of mediumship and what it is about. The capabilities claimed by old-time seers and prophets, being able to see angels and hear voices, are now known to be a natural faculty. With some people, it's perfectly normal, while with others, it can be cultivated through studying the subject, development, and experience. Only with patience and prolonged research and practice can we be good mediums. Mediumship is not necessarily a supernatural endowment. It is and can be a natural as the gift of music or art, but certain gifts and graces are more developed in some rather than others. So what we're saying here, all of us have that capability. Every one of us have capability to be, I'm going to say a medium. We're all very intuitive. So it's all in how we want to do it. You know, you go by your gut feelings. That's a normal, natural thing. Well, to me, that's part of being intuitive. And what I'd like to say is that this is what I did. I enhanced my capabilities through studies, meditation, and development. I have been studying mediumship for 30 years. I moved here to Tampa 30 years ago. Well, I think it's been 31, and it could very much be going into 32 years. And when I did, that is when I started studying. Beverly Field was my mentor, and she was a good woman, and she still is, I'm sure. I just haven't seen or heard from her in quite a while, but she taught me quite a bit. She is the one who said that this was something that I should be doing. So I enhanced my capabilities. So remember what I'm saying here is that all of us are very intuitive, every one of us. It's just all in how we handle it. And then the second thing that's most important is that it all starts with meditation. It's the calming of the mind. Okay, now if anybody has a question about that, please feel free to call. And the phone number is 727-597-4022. Now, mediumship, as I said, does start with guided meditation, and meditation is the science allows us to directly experience the God force within our lives. It begins with alignment of the soul. It will lead to identification with the whole. So, where I say I enhance my capabilities, no, it was through learning meditation, which is really a must. We must always start with that, okay? All right, now for what I would like to tell you next is mediumship is divided into mental and physical phases. The mental, including clairvoyance, and I'm going to give you all of the clairs, that's what we call them. And then after I give you all of the clairs, I'm going to tell you which each one means. So once more, mediumship is divided into mental and physical phases. The mental includes clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsense, clairsaverance, clairsentience, mental healing, psychometry, inspirational writing, and speaking, which is inspired by spirit through thought. Now, I'm going to explain each and every one of these to you so that you understand what they are. Clairvoyance is because I see. So what do I see? I see symbols, okay? I see objects, I see symbols. We just need to interpret. And to give you a good example, when doing a reading for a friend of mine, I just happened to see a pair of false teeth. Now, her father was present. I could feel his energy, and he was the one that was showing me the false teeth. And I have never forgotten this. I said to the woman who I was doing the reading for, I said, I see false teeth. And your dad has shown them to me. What does that mean? And she started laughing. What the story was is that she had bought and paid for her mother's false teeth, but she refused to pay for her dad's false teeth, and it became a joke in the family. So that is what clairvoyance is about. It's because I can see. I see images. I see what we call symbols, which would have been the false teeth, an apple. I see a piano sometimes. I see different things. And that is the message that's being brought in from the family member. We just interpret what it is that they're trying to tell us. The other is clairaudience, because I hear. I hear what? I hear words. Blue Feather speaks to me all the time when I'm doing readings. And there's many words that he gives me. Many, many words. So, it used to be one word or two words. Now, what had happened, or what has happened, is he has given me as many as 4 words at one time. And those 4 words were out of the country. So when I hear that, it means either you're going out of the country, or you're coming back from out of the country, or a family member can be going out or coming in. So out of the country was, for me, coming from Blue Feather, being 4 words was pretty amazing. I was really surprised when I heard that. The other thing that is most important that you need to know about this work is that you need to trust what you see. You need to trust what you hear. I give everything that I hear, I give it. I just say it, or what I see, I give. And you know, one of the other things that I saw, meaning clairvoyance, that was pretty amazing to me when I was doing a seance, and I had the grandmother. The grandmother came in from spirit, and when she came in, she had gummy bears, gumdrops. It's the first time I've ever seen that also. So that was pretty significant for me, just like the false teeth were. And what I had, the people that I had there in the seance, one of them was the granddaughter to the grandmother that I had in spirit. And that was the one thing that she always gave them were the gummy bear gumdrops. So that's pretty significant, I feel. Now, the other word is clear scent, because we can smell spirit, familiar scents associated with loved ones. Now, that I have not experienced. There are times when you can smell a cigar, you can smell a certain type of perfume, something that is significant to the person that was on earth. That person can come back with that scent, and the medium, were she to smell it, would say, well, I smell a cigar, or even roses. It's different odors that come through that are significant to the spirit on the other side. Clear savorance, its sense of taste. That's something else that I've not done. I've not been able to taste anything when doing readings or a seance. So mediums do and can have that capability. The main thing here with me is the clairvoyance, the clear audience, and the clear sentience, which is how we feel, and how we feel about pain, love, or hate. In other words, what I'm saying here is that when doing a reading, I can feel anger in people. When doing a reading, when someone comes in from the other side, if a lot of tears have been shed by the individual that I'm giving the reading to, that spirit that comes through, I can feel the tears or the hurt. And what they say is, they don't want for us to be sad for them, but just know that that is one of the other clairs that I'm very familiar with, and I feel people's pain, and it can be good. It can be good. But the other day when I did a reading, I could have just the tears could have just come. My eyes did have tears in them, but I didn't let them roll down, and that was because the person I was doing the reading for, her son came through, and she had been doing a lot of crying, and he was letting me know to tell her to not do that, to be happy. He wanted her to be happy, and she is and was truthfully working on that part of it. It just that it's so many changes in her life that she did sometimes sit down and just really cry, but I could feel that. Now, psychometry. Psychometry is another mental mediumship. Psychometry is the holding of an article. Psychometry is holding and feeling energy and giving a message from it. So we could hold on to paper, we can hold on to an article, you can hold on to a bracelet, a ring, and you can actually get a message from spirit holding that article. And I have done that also. Sometimes it comes through when you're holding it, and it can say, cold, something cold about maybe the individual, or something cold that happened with the article that only the person who kept that article would know what that was about. So know that too, please. Now, writing and speaking inspirational writing and speaking, inspired by spirit through thought. That is, you could actually sit down in a chair, get comfortable, and turn the TV on, and have a piece of paper and pencil ready. And then what you could do is you could concentrate on watching the TV program, but when you're doing that, spirit can come through and write messages for you. But once more, you need to trust, not pay attention to what's being written, just allow spirit to come through and write, and they will do that. Now, you know, or maybe you don't know, let me say this, it just does not happen automatically, even though it's called automatic writing or inspirational writing. It does not happen right away. It takes a lot of training, and it takes a lot of trusting, and no, spirit, you make an appointment with spirit to do some of this work. So please know that. I mean, after 30 years of studying, I have not done, oh yes I have too, so let me change that. I have done inspirational writing, and the way that I have done it is I have sat down. I'm glad that light bulb went right on, so Blue Feather must be here with me. I have written a prayer when I do my seance. Prayer is very important. And when I do my seance, I have a prayer that I say. And Blue Feather, I sat down and I wrote a question with my right hand. And in other words, I asked him to please give me a prayer for when we start seance. And then I put the pen in my left hand, and I allowed Blue Feather to write the prayer. I have brought that prayer with me today, so let me say this, please. I would like very much to read that prayer to you, but I'm going to get myself a taste of water first. Okay. Prayer for the opening of Talking Between Worlds. Now, Blue Feather, when I say this prayer, always comes through and says the prayer with me. Now, I don't know that he's going to do that today. He just might. You never know. So, just to give you a heads up, if my voice changes, then you know that Blue Feather is present here with us. Father, Mother God, as we sit here before you, help us to remember any and all of our family that has gone into your world. Bring to us the power to remember past incidences and good memories so that we can talk to them as they present themselves to us. Allow us to bring harmony and peace into our lives through their messages. Create for us a humbleness that will allow them to show us a way to communicate with them now and afterwards. Enlighten us and show us the way, for you are the power and the wisdom that resides within us. Amen. Well, I will say this. I do believe Blue Feather was here with us. But that prayer was written by he and I, or him and I, and that was quite a few years ago. Also on my business card, to where we say that I am in the now, and that I give confirmation to what is and insight to what is coming. There is a small paragraph that's just part of it on the back of my business card and I didn't think to bring with me, but the thought just came to mind. But just to let you know that that was something else that he and I wrote together by me asking him a question. But always I have to write the question with my right hand for whatever reason. And then I always get my answer with my left hand. Sometimes it's very hard to interpret what I had written, but I do manage to do that. And I've saved all of the paperwork, so I really do enjoy my work. I really do. And I love the fact that Blue Feather is always there to help me and to help others to whom I give a reading to. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to tell you about the physical, mediumship, and then I will explain each one of them. And these are very, very interesting. They really are. So let me give it all to you first, like I did with the other, and then I'll explain it. The physical is trumpet, table tipping, levitation, apports, and once more, automatic handwriting. Now, I took a 2-year course at the College of Metaphysical Studies, which is another place that I have studied. And Bobby Roberts was my teacher, and I do still see Bobby Roberts at least once or twice a month because she and I are down at the villages. And I go to the villages because they have the parapsychology club there. And I always go to see what's happening. Let me say it that way. And I enjoy the parapsychology club. But I took a 2-year course with Bobby at the college, and this is some of what we learned. And it's really pretty amazing, but it was done in a dark room. Now, table tipping can be done in a room with light. But the trumpet, when you're working with the trumpet is a metal cone shaped instrument, okay? And it can be raised in the air with the help of spirit, and voice can come through. Now, when we did the class, we had Jonathan come through. It took a while. And we did do the class with the lights off. We did do that. And the trumpet just goes up in the air, and it just moves all over the place, and you have to be careful because it could come real close to you. And in fact, it did come real close to one of the girls, and Bobby gave every one of us a warning. Now, don't holler, don't do anything, just allow. And I don't have to tell you, the trumpet went right to the woman, and when it did, it scared her, and she screamed or hollered. And then what happened is that broke the connection. So you really have to be quiet when you're having a circle or you're having the trumpet there, or when the room is dark. You really do have to be quiet so that we don't distract spirit when they're there. So now, table tipping. Table tipping is my favorite thing. It really, really is. And once more, it took a year or better for our energy. It's our energy that does this, that moves the table. It's our energy that puts the trumpet up in the air. And it's all with the help of spirit. It's all with the help of spirit. And that's what you need to understand. But table tipping is the actual movement of a table that can go from one end of the room to the other. But once more, only with the help of spirit and energy. I'm going to stop here for just 1 minute and say if anyone has a question, or if anybody has anything to say or would like to add to what I'm talking about, please call 727-597-4022. I would love to hear from you. Okay, back to the table tipping. Dinah and Gary, friends of mine, we were the ones that got together to do the table tipping, and for 2 years we table tipped. We really did, and then we did go to some of the churches and do the table tipping. But the one thing that was always important to me was that in the table tipping, one of the energies that was helping us, or one of the spirits, was my Uncle Bernie. And I just loved it. Even when I went to England and we did table tipping over there, I knew my Uncle Bernie was there. And I just want you all to know that that table rocked. It really, really did. My favorite thing. I think about it. I'm trying to remember the incident that happened when I was in the kitchen, and Dinah and them were with me, and we were going to table tip that night. And I had this big wooden table in my kitchen, and I fixed his dinner, and I was cleaning up, and Dinah and them were getting ready to. We were setting up. She was getting ready to do table tipping, and I told them to just go ahead and get started while I cleaned up. Well, I want you to know that my table in the kitchen started moving, and it was moving toward me, and I had to laugh. It didn't come up off the ground or anything, or the floor. It just moved toward me. So that was my way of my Uncle Bernie, or my spirit friends, telling me, come on. They were ready to get started. The dishes could wait. So we really laughed about that one. Now, levitation. Levitation is the rising of a table or an article that can be raised off the floor and put in the air with the help of spirit and energy once more. So I was told that there is a medium, or there is an individual, female individual here in Tampa, but she's gotten quite older now, that used to be able to take a table and just levitate it right up toward the ceiling. So I've not seen levitation. I have seen the table tipping and the table come up off the floor a little bit, but not like what this woman could do, as I had been told. So now, apports. Apports are important because they're gifts from spirit. But what we have to understand is that the apports, being gifts from spirit, are lost articles that spirit will disintegrate, and then they materialize it, and then it'll come through the room, it'll come through the ceiling, however it will just come through, but it's with the help of spirit. But what they do is, it is a lost article, and that's what needs to be understood, because spirit wouldn't send something to us that belonged to somebody else. And they disintegrate it, and then after they do that, it materializes and comes to us. I also went to Camp Chesterfield to study, and I love Camp Chesterfield. I really do. And it's a 140-year-old spirit camp in Chesterfield, Indiana. I learned a lot there. I really, really did. And we did a seance, and apports did come to us. And I had pieces of crystal that came through, but they came through so fast that they went under Pat's radiator. And that's how I say that word, radiator. And we couldn't get them out. But it was crystals coming from spirit. And it would have been nice if I could have gotten them. But they came through so fast that they hid from me. So, but we also have automatic handwriting, which is performed by spirit with the individual, not of conscious mind, which I've already explained that part of it to you. Now, one more thing that's important is materialization, and that is the actual materializing of spirit, okay? This is achieved by using the energy or the ectoplasm released by the medium. And ectoplasm is a white matter that exudes from various parts of the medium. And this is not the time to be explaining all that, because that is another chapter. But just know that mediums can materialize a spirit. Just know that. Okay? All right. Does anyone have a question so far? If you do, please call 727 597 4022. So I have a little bit more to tell you. So I would like you all to know that when I get finished with this little bit and give you all of my what's going on, all of my announcements, I'll also let you know who my guests are going to be in the next couple weeks. Okay? Okay. Now, the capabilities claimed by old-time seers and prophets, being able to see angels and hear voices, is now known to be a natural faculty. With some people, it's perfectly normal, while with others, it can be cultivated through studying the subject development and the experience. Only with patience and prolonged research and practice can we be good mediums. Now, I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want you to understand that mediumship is not necessarily a supernatural endowment. It is and can be a natural as the gift of music or art. But certain gifts and graces are more developed in some rather than in others. So now, see, please, once more, know that you can do and be a medium, a psychic, uh, intuitive, very intuitive, and just remember always to go by your gut feelings because that's spirit helping you. So know that. Okay. Now, I am going to read this one part to you about a spirit guide. You know, we all have a spirit guide. In fact, we have, as I've been taught, we have 5. And, you know, I call Blue Feather my spirit guide. He's my spirit guide. He's my gatekeeper. And I always know when he's around. And I'm thankful that he was around earlier and that he helped me read the prayer that he and I wrote. But this came from the Wikipedia, and I thought that it was interesting. In 1958, the English-born spiritualist C. Doreen Phillips wrote of her experience with a medium at Camp Chesterfield, Indiana. And I just spoke of Camp Chesterfield, and I did study up there for 2 years. I took a 2-year mediumship course there. I have to go back and do the testing and then be certified by them, which I have not done yet, and I hope to do that soon. The one thing is you have to take a big test, and taking a test isn't always my favorite thing. But anyway, in Reverend James Lawton's seances, there are many Indians. They are very noisy and appear to have great power. The little guides or doorkeepers are usually Indian boys and girls who act as messengers who help to locate the spirit friends who wish to speak with you. So please know, we all have guides. That's how we get our information. I'm glad to see that this was written up in Wikipedia, and the fact that they mentioned Camp Chesterfield, Indiana, tells me, you know, that was, I really appreciated that. I like that. Now, you know, we have some well-known mediums in the U.S. Today. And they are John Edward, Sylvia Brown, and James Van Prague. Now, I have seen John Edward several times, and I say several times, maybe 3 times, and I love him. I think John Edwards is one of the best mediums. I really do. He's very calm, and he's born September. He's a Virgo. I'm born September. I'm a Virgo. I like that comparison. I really do. Sylvia Brown, I've seen Sylvia Brown in person. I feel Sylvia Brown's very good at what she does, yes, but I find her to be abrupt sometimes. And I went downtown to the Tampa Theater to see her, and she can be right bold. She really can, but she's very good at what she does. James Van Prague is a sweetheart. I've seen James Van Prague in Casadega in New York. Um, I just think he's got the best energy. I really do. And I think, I think he had something to do with The Whisper on TV, James Van Prague. So I have one of his books. He's written many, many books. And I have his signature. I really like James Van Prague. There was a television program called The Medium, and it was played by Patricia Arquette, and it was based on the true stories of Alison DeBoy, who happens to be a spirit medium. In the UK, one of the best known mediums was Grace Cook, who channeled White Eagle, and there's an extreme amount of information about White Eagle that you could look up. He is just, he's an amazing spirit. I should say an amazing spirit guide. And anyone who has White Eagle as one of their guides, I would say that they're very blessed, just as I am blessed with Blue Feather. Now, Annie Besant, who wrote The Spiritual Life and who was hailed as the greatest orator of her day, she also was a woman's advocate for workers' rights for women. She was very well known. I've read one of her books, but the one thing about her and then Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which I'm going to tell you about next, when they write, it's heavy. You really have to concentrate to read their books and know what they're really talking about. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, which you wouldn't think would have anything to do with spirituality, and I don't mean that the way that sounds, was also very involved with spiritualism. And he wrote The History of Spiritualism and was president of the London Spiritualist Alliance. Now, that's saying a lot. And I have his book. And I have also studied in England at the Arthur Findlay College. I did that a couple years ago. And it's probably been 6 years now. And that was where I learned to channel Blue Feather. So that was a really beautiful experience for me. And how Blue Feather came to me there in order for me to channel him is much different than it is today, because it's much easier today. I actually could feel him on the whole left side of me. And now when he comes through, as you heard my voice, I know he's there. I feel his presence, but nothing like when I first started channeling him. All right. I did bring a book list for mediumship classes that I hope that I am going to give you. A couple of them that I have read that I feel would really be good for you. And one of them is the Book of Spirit Communications, and it's by Raymond Raymond Buckland. It's a very, very good book. It has lessons in it. After you read the chapter, they have questions you can answer, and that's what I like about it the most. And then one of the other books that he wrote is Door to Other Worlds, and I think he's very good. He's also British. I'm sure of that. Now, Peggy Barnes' books, or the little pamphlets that National put out, are very, very good books. So please know that. And I'm trying to give you the books that I've read. Oh, Spiritual Growth by Sananya Roman. I hope I said that right. Sananya, could be Sananya Roman. I've read that too. They channel also. There's one here called You Are Psychic, and it's by Pete A. Sanders Jr., and they have exercises in them just as well, like Raymond Buckland. So that one I have not read, but I would recommend it. And then Opening to Channel is Sananya Roman and Dwayne Packer, which I have. That one I have read, but it was a long, long time ago, so I don't remember everything about that. But I do know it is about channeling. Okay, well, I hope all that information helped you. And if anybody has a question, please call 727-597-4022. I enjoyed putting all of that together for you. I want you to know that I have some announcements here. There's a lot going on. If you'd like to see what I'm doing, you can go to www.bluefeather.net. And my calendar is out there to let you know where I am. If you have an email that you would like to send to me, it would be janet@bluefeather.net. Then I can put you in my database, and I have a newsletter that goes out twice a month. And I am channeling Blue Feather this coming, I think it's the 26th. Let me look on my paperwork. It's the 26th. It's a Sunday on the 26th. And if you go out to my website, you can get a discount, a 10% discount or 20% discount. 10% on for readings and 20% for the channeling class that I'm having. I will be in Sun City because they're going to have a metaphysical expo. I will be there January the 12th. From 10 to 5. So please join me, and it would be the Sun City Center Community Hall, and it is at 804 La Jolla Avenue in Sun City. So please join us there. They're going to have a very nice expo. They had one last year. They got vendors, healers, everything that you just might need. I'm going to have a dream class. Introduction to a dream class, and I'm going to have that January the 19th, and it's with Patricia. Patricia was one of my guests. That was the Up Hypnosis. I'm going to have a class there, and it's going to be $35 for advanced and $45 at the door. Okay? And if you'd like to make reservations, you can call 727-943-5003. Okay? But that's all out on my calendar, so know that. Now I'm going to be doing intuitive counseling at Mystical Sense. Thursdays I'm there. I'm there 4 Thursdays a month. One Thursday I always manage to go to the villages to see Bobby Roberts and Ina. And then Pearl owns Mystical Sense, Pearl Panther, and she's going to be my guest next week. So please join me for that. But I will be there on the 10th, the 24th, and the 31st. Now, Benjamin Studio, Karen and Joe. That will be Treasure Island. So I will be there Saturday. I think it's the 25th. Saturday the 25th. Okay, so please join if you'd like to have a reading and you're in the Treasure Island area. I will be there from 11 to 4. And the phone number is 727-954-3444 there. So I have a pretty full schedule, and I would like for you to join me. So give me a call or email me once more, janet@bluefeather.net. And then to let you know, I have John Springer coming, and we're going to be talking about fairies, and we're going to be talking about the earth and appreciation, prayer. So please, that will be the last Tuesday of the month. Please join me for that. Well, I'm getting ready to go, guys. So I do hope that I was able to give you some good information. That's what Insight is all about, is giving you tips, two insights. But please, I hope that I helped. I gave you some, I hope that the information on the mediumship was, I think it was interesting anyway. I just want to make sure that it's helpful. So you have a good day. And once more, I hope you had a beautiful New Year's. And I'm getting ready to leave you. I will talk to you next week. And hopefully Darlene will be on my show. No, next week is Pearl. And then the week after that is Darlene. So please join me. And thank you so very, very much. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us today on Insight. Join us weekly, where we will give spiritual insight, tips, and techniques to aid you on your spiritual journey. May Spirit be with you.